Alright, y'all, grab your popcorn because we've got a straight up bomb dropping out of Dallas and it's echoing through every corner of Cowboys Nation. Yep, we're talking about none other than Q-Bone, the face of the franchise, the man who's carried the weight of the star on his back for nearly a decade, Dak Prescott. And after what he just said, and how it's being interpreted across the NFL landscape, the entire football world is asking one thing: is this the end of the road for Dak in Dallas? Could we actually be witnessing the beginning of a goodbye between the Cowboys and their franchise quarterback? Because what started as a standard media availability spiraled quickly into something way more revealing, way more intense, and honestly way more emotional than anyone expected. It's not every day your quarterback goes from face of the franchise to potential trade bait, and yet here we are. First off, let's set the stage. Dak's been the starter since 2016, stepping in for Tony Romo and never looking back. The guy was a fourth-round pick who became a Pro Bowler, a locker room leader, and an absolute fan favorite. Say what you will about his playoff performances, but you can't deny the dude's heart, toughness, and presence. But it seems like now, after another disappointing playoff exit and growing questions about the team's championship window, even Dak is starting to hint that things might be shifting and fast. This all really blew up during a recent media session where Dak was asked about his contract, the future of the team, and what his expectations are going forward. He didn't dodge the question. He didn't give a canned team first answer. No. Instead, he dropped a line that sent shockwaves through Cowboys Nation. His words? "I'm here to win championships, not just play it safe. If this team isn't built for it, I'll make decisions." That right there wasn't just a quote. It was a message. A warning. Maybe even a goodbye. And fans, media, and former players alike are all reacting. It's not like Dak to talk like this. He's usually measured, team-oriented, super loyal. But this was a different tone. This was more raw, more direct, and more personal. He knows his value. He knows his contract situation. And clearly, he knows that time is running out for him, and maybe even for this version of the Dallas Cowboys. And let's not pretend like this came out of nowhere. The 2024 season wasn't exactly a failure, but it also wasn't a success. Statistically, Dak was solid. He threw for over 4,200 yards, had 25 touchdowns, and cut down on the turnovers. But when it counted, the team folded. The offensive line was shaky. The run game disappeared. The defense started giving up big plays. And the coaching staff, led by Mike McCarthy, looked out of answers in the playoffs. Again. And so here we are. The franchise QB just publicly questioned the team's commitment to winning at the highest level, and now we have to ask what happens next. Do the Cowboys front office double down, extend him, build around him, and commit to a future with Dak at the center? Or do they start looking at trade possibilities, draft prospects, and life after number 4? Because make no mistake, that's the crossroads they're standing at right now. Let's talk business. Dak is entering the final guaranteed year of his current deal, with a massive cap hit and no clear extension in sight. If Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones don't get an extension done before the season ends, Dak could either walk in free agency or force a franchise tag situation, which would almost certainly lead to a standoff or even a trade demand. And after his latest comments, it's clear Dak's not interested in playing the wait-and-see game. He wants a commitment. He wants clarity. He wants results. And if he doesn't see it, he'll walk. And that's where this gets crazy. Because if Dak Prescott hits the open market, he's instantly the biggest quarterback available. Multiple teams think the Raiders, the Vikings, the Buccaneers, maybe even the Patriots or Seahawks would line up to throw bags of money at him. He's a veteran, a proven leader, and someone who could elevate a team that's one solid QB away. Meanwhile, back in Dallas, things would unravel quickly. They'd either need to trade for a veteran, draft a rookie and start fresh, or God forbid throw all their eggs in a backups basket. This isn't like moving on from Tony Romo to Dak back in the day. This is way murkier. And that's why the fan base is in full-blown panic mode right now. Some fans are furious, saying Dak's comments were selfish, divisive, and disrespectful to a franchise that stuck by him through thick and thin, including a devastating ankle injury and up and down playoff results. Others are saying the opposite, that Dak's just speaking truth, that he's earned the right to demand excellence, and that he's tired of wasting his prime years on a team that isn't all in. And both sides have a point. On one hand, Dak has been the emotional core of this team. On the other, he hasn't delivered a Super Bowl or even a consistent deep playoff run. In the NFL, results matter. And the results right now? Mediocre. So what's the front office going to do? Jerry Jones is notoriously loyal, but he's also a businessman. He knows drama sells, but he also knows that fan patience is wearing thin. They fired Kellen Moore, shifted coaching responsibilities, brought in new assistant coaches, and even drafted a couple weapons. But if that doesn't produce playoff wins, none of it matters. And you know who else knows that? Dak. That's why he made the comment. It wasn't a random slip. It was calculated. It was meant to send a message. And it did. Loud and clear. The Cowboys are now under more pressure than ever to prove that this is a winning operation, not just a profitable one. And Dak's future will be the first domino. Internally, reports are already leaking that the Cowboys front office has begun exploring multiple future quarterback scenarios. Whether that's a smokescreen or real preparation remains to be seen. But if there's one thing we know about the NFL, it's this: when a quarterback and a franchise start speaking through the media instead of behind closed doors, things are heading toward a break. Whether it happens this season or the next, a separation feels more real now than it ever has before. The vibe is different. The trust is cracking. And Dak, who's always been the good soldier, the company guy, the rally leader, he's finally saying, no more. So what should Cowboys fans do with all this? Panic? Maybe. But also pay attention. This is more than just noise. It's a signal. The team's future short-term and long-term is being shaped right now. If they back Dak with an extension, upgraded O-line protection, and real Super Bowl caliber moves, he stays. He plays. He competes. But if they stall, if they hesitate, if they treat him like a placeholder, he's gone. And once that decision is made, the ripple effects will be massive. You'll see a reshuffling of the locker room. Players will pick sides. Fans will either be all in or all out. And media coverage? Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. This story is just getting started. So what do I think will happen? My gut says the Cowboys front office isn't ready to walk away yet. They've poured too much into Dak. He's still got elite traits. Still a top 10 quarterback when healthy and protected. But the clock is ticking. And if the Cowboys stumble early in the 2025 season, or if the contract talks go south, the pressure to move on will reach a boiling point. One more playoff collapse, and even Jerry might say, it's time. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation. The offseason just got hotter. The quarterback room just got louder. And the future? It's anything but certain. This isn't just another media headline. It's the real deal. It's the quarterback standing on the edge of a massive decision and taking all of us with him. Stay tuned, because this saga isn't over. It's just beginning. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Dak or Team Dallas? Would you trade him? Pay him? Or rebuild without him? Like, share, and make sure you're subscribed because this story is about to explode.